All right, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live. And so if you can hear the sound of my voice, how are you doing today? Okay, today is a wonderful day. I am so grateful to be here. Do your girl a favor. Go ahead and type into the chat space just so I can make sure that you're here. What city and state that you are chiming in from? It looks like some of y'all been waiting because I see you're already popping up. But let me know what city and state that you guys are chiming in from. City and state. Now, if you're watching from a Facebook group, because we're broadcasting all over, also include your name because Facebook does not like to show your girl love. They will not include your name. So make sure to include your name, city, and state. And we're about to get started in 8, 7, 6. We're going to count it on down, y'all. Count it on down. 3, 2, 1. Well, hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? So let me just shout out. I see a couple of people here. Angela Wynn is chiming in from Columbia, South Carolina. Nicola from Clarksville, Tennessee. We've got Sharon of Atlanta, Georgia. Yvonne out of Atlanta, Georgia. Dr. Kamika out of Decatur, Georgia. And I know we have more people that are joining in. So make sure that you guys go ahead and let me know what city and state you're chiming in from. I am so excited to be here today. For those of you, if this is your first time ever seeing me, how you doing? My name is Taria Vision Avant, and I am the queen. Yes, I said the queen of book profiting. I am here to show authors and future authors how to be profitable. Without hitting my microphone, I'm here to show you guys how to leverage your books so that you learn how to promote them properly, as well as getting your books to perform. And if it's one thing about profits, honey, we can't make no money if we giving all of our money to the printing and shipping companies. Okay. Now we're not going to get into it because we have talked about this probably. I mean, I know I've talked this into you guys, like talked a hole in your head, talking about Amazon and all those different things. And so I had put up a post on social media, right, on Instagram a couple of months ago. And I was like, it was one of those reels, right? When I was telling everybody like, get off of Amazon. And everybody's like, well, then if we go to get off of Amazon, where are we supposed to sell our books and how can we distribute them to Rhea? I'm busy. I ain't got time to be sending out all these books. And trust me, I feel your pain. I feel your pain because I was the same. I am really bad, y'all. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, shipping out books is not my thing. You get a couple of orders today, you get some more tomorrow, you get some the next day. And it's like, I would just be, listen, I was having to refund money because I didn't have time. And I said, I need a solution. Lord Jesus, God, won't you do it for me? Bring me a solution. And it's funny because I was talking to my coach and my coach was like, you have got to check out this company. This company is called Shipzoom, and they've got exactly what you need. And so I started using them, guys, and I can't wait because I'm excited to bring to you the CEO of Shipzoom in just a second. We're bringing them up, but I found this company. I started using them, and y'all, when I tell you, can we say a weight lifted off of my shoulders? What? I didn't have anybody else messaging me no more, talking about where's my books. It was a blessing. And for any of you guys, if you're a coach, if you're a speaker, all of my entrepreneurs, if you have products that you need to ship out, this is the company for you. So without further ado, I'm excited to bring to the stage. We were having a really, really good conversation, and I feel like this is what we're going to have today. Another great conversation. Y'all know I like to really kind of just keep it off the top of the dome. By the way, if you have any questions while we're doing this interview, please do not hesitate to type into the chat space, and I will do my best to get those questions answered. Without further ado, y'all, let's put our hands together for the CEO of Shipzoom. And also, he is a father. He is a husband. He was telling me about this amazing podcast that he has going on, and his company has shipped out millions upon millions upon millions of products and services all over the world. Matt Frew, let's give it up! Well, okay, I didn't mean to do that, Matt. I clicked the wrong button.
That's all right.
How are you doing today?
Doing fantastic. How are you doing, Taria?
I am doing amazing. And first of all, thank you so much for being here. I know, in running a business like Shipzoom, I know that you guys are super busy. And so I appreciate you taking a little bit of time to talk with us today. So I know I didn't really do justice as far as introducing you, other than the fact you got a big title called CEO of an amazing company that's doing a lot of great things. I know you work with some major players. But if you could, Matt, just give us a little bit of bio about who you are and how did you get here today?
Yeah. So a lot of people ask me this, like, how did you get into the shipping, right? And I've been doing this fulfillment side of things in the shipping and logistics since I was 15 years old.
Cool.
I've been with the same company since I was 15 years old. So I've been in the ins and outs of the shipping and logistics company since I was 15. I'm now 39 years old. So over 25 years. And it's just been amazing. I mean, I don't know where else to say how I got into this because I can't remember that far back a lot of times of to when I was 15 years old, but I've been making ship happen since I was 15.
I love it. Making ship happen. By the way, that is their saying, and they definitely make ship happen. I don't know. I was trying to figure out when did I get started with you guys. It feels like it's been forever, but I know it's been well over a year plus. I mean,
Yep.
and so it's been a blessing. And so let's talk a little bit about ShipZoom. The way that I found you guys, Matt, again, I was expressing to a coach of mine, like, I do not have time to ship out these books. I have to keep on refunding people because they are pissed off because they haven't had their book, they gotten their books yet. And so I was like, I need a drop shipper. And come to find out, not only do you work with a lot of people that are in the space of authors, but you work with a lot of coaches and a lot of influencers. And so if you could tell us a little bit about what does ShipZoom exactly do? Like if we were to make it just kind of very surface level so everybody has an understanding.
Yeah, basically, and I'm glad you touched on that time and effort that you put in. You're like, I don't want to do the shipping. I want to focus on something that is my genius, right? And that's part of our client-centric mission is we give entrepreneurs more time back so they can focus on what they do best and grow their own empire, right? Taria, you're growing your own empire right now. You are not you suck at shipping. Like you're
I do.
not your focus is how can I get what I am teaching and that I feel like is God given to me to do to this world. Like that's what you need to focus on. And that's basically what we do for entrepreneurs, for speakers, for authors, is making sure that they spend their time where they are needed. And it's not trying to figure out, okay, what box or what packaging is this book or this game needing to go into. It's making sure that you are in your genius.
And that's so important. And guys, I hope that y'all caught that because I think many of us, especially when we get into the space of small business owners, and y'all know, you do understand that small business means still producing millions of dollars, right? So small business owners, we get into that space of having all of these multiple hats. And if it's one thing, I know that one of my coaches, he's always saying, Taria, if it's too difficult to do, you need to find a system for it. And I'm so grateful that you guys have implemented a system where many of my clients who are authors, they don't have to worry about the headache. One of the conversations that we were having a little bit talking about Amazon, right? And so,
Right.
look, you notice I whispered it because I really feel like Amazon runs.
They're listening.
They're listening. So, if anybody knows me, they know I am not the biggest advocate for selling your stuff on Amazon. And we talked about that profit margin. And so, one of the things that, a lot of people are always asking me, well, what's the pricing when it comes to ShipZoom? And I know you can't really say the exact pricing because today it could be one thing and then tomorrow just based on what the shipping ends up being, but what separates ShipZoom and the quality and when I say the quality as far as packaging and shipping versus someone just saying, well, why don't I just ship my stuff through Amazon, since I don't I don't have to touch it, I don't have to do anything. What is the benefit of using ShipZoom over Amazon?
Right? We want to make sure that we're shipping out your products how you would do it. So if you want your book in a box, if you want your book in a plastic sleeve, however you would ship your product, we want to do that exact same thing for you. If you want a handwritten note in your product, we can do that for you, right? And so we want you to feel as though we are your warehouse. We are your, we're your partner shipper, and making sure that we're doing what you would do. We're going to ask you the question, hey, are you okay with this price? Are you okay with us shipping it this way? We're going to send you pictures. We're going to be very hands-on, because we know that growing your own business is probably the most spiritual thing you will ever do in your entire life. This is your baby, right? And we want to make sure that we are taking care of your baby as you would. So that's really what sets us apart from Amazon, from big, massive fulfillment warehouses that are like, you're just another number,
Mm-hmm.
right? No, to us, you're making an impact on this world, and we want to help you do that. So that's what sets us apart.
And honestly, he's not just talking. One thing that I can tell you guys, I was telling Matt, since I've been with you guys, I've always felt, first of all, I have a dedicated person that I can contact that knows about everything that's going on with my company. And it's always feels like it's a family environment. And it's so weird because I don't really talk to many of your team members as much, but, we communicate through email and I still feel the personal touch. And just like you said, I love the fact that like I'll send them my envelopes because I like
Yep.
red envelopes and they'll do all of that. And if I even have my inserts that I'll put in. And so they'll put, like, y'all know I talk about my $100 bills. They'll put the inserts in. It's just really an amazing company. And can we just say price point wise, like I broke down the costs of what it costs for me to actually ship through you guys versus what I'm making as far as profit margins through other companies, shall we say. And it's amazing. Like it's amazing. And so you're still making major profit. And Matt, one thing I always talk about is you're keeping your database. I mean, when it comes to building, and you've done e-commerce, so I know that this is something that's a little bit around your expertise. When we talk about e-commerce, would you say it's super important that as an entrepreneur here, speaker, coach, author, that you need to be making sure that you're building your database? Can we talk a little bit about that? Because I know
Oh,
that's your
absolutely. Your
expertise.
your list, your list and what you create and how you capture, that will set you free. That will create your freedom, as you build out your list. So, or how you're referring to it as your database, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Guys, we've got to be building our database. And if we're selling on other companies' websites that we're building the database for them, we're not able to really track our customers.
Right.
How important is it for you, as we talk about building relationships, how important is it for you to build those relationships with your clients? And how do you build because that's one thing I think, as a leader, I'm always wanting to figure the best ways to lead by example. So how do you teach that within your organization to build these types of relationships that you guys have?
It all trickles down from the top, right? So first, I have to show myself that I I love myself, right? I care about myself. Secondly, I have to show my whole team that I care about them. And then thirdly, it's if those two things are in place, they're going to show care and support to all of our clientele. And it all starts within ourselves first. And that's my firm belief is that if we have that instilled within ourselves first,
Mm-hmm.
and we show ourselves respect first, it's going to trickle down to everybody who you come in contact with, and ultimately that's what it comes down to, is respect for yourself, and then you're going to respect others, and mutual understanding. Look, we're not perfect.
Mm.
We're going to make mistakes, but if there's that mutual understanding that, hey, you're human, I'm human, my team member's human, like we're all going to make mistakes, but we
Yes.
can all work together to get through those with mutual respect. That's how we do it, and making sure that our clients feel as though they truly are, um, part of the ShipZoom family.
Yes. So thank you so much. And I can tell you, I definitely feel like you guys are family. So I'm so grateful. And guys, just so y'all know, so the way that I actually do it is I order my books. I order my books myself, and then I ship them to you, and I just let you guys know. But I don't know if I'm correct. Do you guys also do fulfillment as far as the printing and things of that
We
nature?
do. Yep.
I
Yeah,
might
if
need to
that's
look into that because I don't even remember what the price points were.
yeah, if that's something that you are looking to do, we can do that. There, I mean, look, going through that other big outlet of printing those books, like they have that down to a science, and it's dirt cheap, and they do that for a reason, right? They want to get you hooked.
Hmm.
Um, and so our, we can definitely print books for you. Um, and if that's something that you want to explore, we can definitely get you that pricing.
Absolutely. I mean, I know I'm going to look into it only because, as I was telling you earlier, Matt, that company. So one thing I found out is that because I used to use their ISBNs, and so I'd never thought twice about it, but I always would teach my students to just increase the price point so that nobody goes to them to buy it. And so I do that. Like instead of selling it for $20 plus the shipping, I sell it literally for 97. Well, Matt, do you know they had the nerve to put my books on sale? On sale by them. I said, no, what the world? And there's
They
nothing you
own
can
your
do.
ISBN. So,
Absolutely. Well, listen, I have a couple of questions. And so we have a
okay.
lot of people watching. We are broadcasting all over Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, I think, as well as YouTube. And
Yeah.
so we have Healing Looks Great on You. This is actually one of my partners, Matt, Isabel. And she says, this is awesome. I have some questions about product based shipping like candles. Is there temperatured regulated, hold on, let me pull it back, temperatured regulated areas for candles? Well, actually, that's a good question because we are going to ship you some candles. So we need to know
Yeah.
that anyways.
Yeah, so we ship a lot of candles, and it looks like somebody on my team, Stephanie on my team, has already jumped in here and started answering some questions here. So thank you, Stephanie. So she's written here, our warehouse stays around 50 to 55 degrees in during November and March, and the maximum, the hottest it gets is 75 degrees, and that does not melt candles at all. So we can definitely store candles. We can, it's it is climate controlled for sure.
Awesome. It's so funny. People are like, oh my God, look, I see Jacksonville's best caregiver. She says, oh my God, they do fulfillment. Yes, guys, that's what we're here for. If you have products, if you have t-shirts, if you got candles, I know a lot of coaches are now getting into the space of like gift boxes, or maybe you
Yeah.
guys have like a monthly continuity program. ShipZoom does it all. ShipZoom does it all. So
Yeah.
guys,
So,
pull up.
so one of the things I want to bring up as well is we just started doing our print on demand T-shirts. So
What?
we do print on demand T-shirts. So it's been super awesome. It's been about a year in the works.
Okay.
We also do what we call Engrave on demand. So if you have any metal products, any wood products that you want it engraved, um, like specialty, whether you're throwing, this is your monthly box or this is your quarterly
Oh my goodness.
mastermind that you're doing, we engrave a lot of tumblers right now. So it's just custom engraving that we can throw on your products as you want them. So it's kind of an engrave on demand and print on demand for t-shirts and sweatshirts and such. So
Oh my god, you just gave me tingles. You just
awesome.
gave me tingles because literally I'm about to do a campaign. I'll kind of tell you guys. So we're gonna do this really really big campaign where we're gonna be giving away a ton of t-shirts based on the qualifications. So I'm excited about that. So I'm definitely going to be hitting up Stephanie. And then the engraving, Matt, I just sent out some engraved items today for some of my clients. And so doggone it, I'm glad I know now. Okay,
Yeah.
Lady Brenda has asked a question. She's a part of Book Profits Club, one of our BPC family members. She says, do you guys provide custom boxes?
We can. We definitely can. So one of the things with custom boxes is that sticker shock on a custom box, on a beautiful custom box, can be really shocking. It can be pretty expensive, up to like $7 per box. Now, if you're sending out 100 of these, let's do the math, $700 just for that one box, just for the box. So that can be really expensive. What we always recommend is let's start with a sticker first. Let's throw a sticker first. it may not look as pretty, but if you're on a budget and you don't have the cash flow quite yet, um, let's try a sticker first. On that sticker, let's put a QR code where action can be taken even before they're opening the box. You want to um, try and captivate that audience even from the get-go. Um,
Mm.
you brought up your inserts, your
Yes.
dollar bill inserts, right? Um, Let me ask you a question. Are you split testing those inserts? Do you have one insert that says this and another one that looks a lot like it but has a different messaging? And are you split testing this? Is there any action happening where you can look at those numbers and be like, okay, here's the winner. This is what's getting their attention. And so it's a constant game of split testing. Now you have a winner. Let's throw in another one. So you're trying to capture the audience and ultimately make that impact. So
Wow.
I look at your face.
I
I'm assuming you're
know.
not split testing
I
that.
am not. I never thought about split testing it, but that's pretty ingenious because, of course, the purpose of and one of the things that we do teach our authors, Matt, is that you don't write a book to sell a book. You write a book to sell. And so my intention is that once you get that book, you do take another step.
Another step.
Never thought about having something that's more customized that gives them a call to action with the insert that says something like, "Hey, do this, do that," and then
Yep.
testing it out. So, okay,
So,
I'm
yeah.
working on it.
So one of the things, and this is the good thing that came out of this whole COVID pandemic, right? Is that this COVID pandemic created this. People got used to using QR codes, right? Even the oldest people who wanted to go out to a restaurant, they were like, okay, here's the menu. In order to get that menu, you're going to have to scan that QR code with your cell phone. And so these QR codes, everybody knows how to use them now, which is absolutely amazing. So we always encourage the entrepreneurs who we work with to engage with their audience through QR codes on their packaging, on their inserts, so that that action can be taken and that can bring them right to a site, just like it would bring that 65 plus year old who was at the restaurant directly to a site with their menu, right? So everybody is accustomed to using QR codes now, and we always encourage that.
That is, you are so right about that. Absolutely, everybody just is used to it, and it's funny that you say that because on my latest book, I added a QR code to the book. Never
Awesome.
thought about putting it on the packaging as well as on the insert because you're right. People see it now, they know, okay, let me just put my phone up to it and it pulls up a website. And that is the thing. That's the name of the game, getting them to keep coming back to
Yep.
your site and taking the next action. So
Yep.
that is awesome. That is awesome. Stephanie says, our print on demand t-shirt service just requires that you send in a transparent PNG and choose from 3 different tiers and 4 color options. We also have sweatshirt options. Oh, okay, so you have multiple colored options as well. So you can do
Correct.
this for me.
Yeah. Yep. Just as needed.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm super excited. So that's awesome. Listen, guys, if anybody has any questions, because we're getting ready to wrap up pretty soon, make sure to type in your questions. Type in your questions for Matt. Matt, I know that, I don't know if you want to get too personal, but I want to ask you
Okay.
this anyways, because I think when it comes to business, people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And so you were telling me that you're going to be on a major show coming up soon.
I
And you
can't
guys
tell
are,
anybody about that
I'm
yet.
not going to say the show yet. I
Okay.
ain't going to do that. But you're going to be discussing your podcast. And so tell
Oh
us
yeah.
a little bit. And I love that because for me, I also have some purpose work that I do outside of Book Profits Club and Show Your Success. I have this morning meetup that we do and we connect with God and all types of stuff. And so it's amazing. And I love what you're doing. So tell us about your podcast that you and your wife have together.
Yeah. So my wife and I, we co-host a podcast along with her ex-husband. And anytime I say that, it's like, again, sticker shock. Like, wait, what? You co-host a podcast with your wife's ex-husband, and the name of our podcast is Husband-in-Law. We refer to each other as husband-in-law. He is my husband-in-law. I am his husband-in-law. Um, and and the work that we're doing there is about a year into my wife and his marriage, he came out as gay, and they ended up staying married for 7 years, and they ended up having a daughter together. And we just share our stories of how we co-parent, how we parallel parent, how we intertwine our lives together and still show love for each other. Whether, even though the world a lot of times tells us, hey, we need to despise that other person because they hurt us so badly. And so that's our podcast. We tell our story. We tell how we got to where we are and why we continue to love each other within our relationship here. And that's basically the story that we're sharing, is just ours, of showing each other love and respect, even though the world tries to tell us otherwise.
And you know what I appreciate about, you even having a podcast in the space that you're in? I was talking about this the other day, that a lot of times, entrepreneurs, when you hit a level of leadership or influence, a lot of times people don't want to share certain aspects of their life because we feel like, well, maybe this will cause judgment, or maybe people won't want to do business. And I have found, honestly, Matt, that me being able to be in a vulnerable space in many situations has allowed people to relate. And, you want to make sure that the people you're doing business with, or at least I know I do, I want to be able to relate to them. Like, do they really care and see me as a person, like you said, and not a number,
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. And that's ultimately, that's what relationships matter. And we're an advocate for everybody, all walks of life. I want to be an ally for everybody. So
thank you. All right. So we had a couple questions and then we're going to wrap it up. Del Rio Regina Norris. Honey, you got a name, darling. She says, what is the smallest order that you take when it comes to, I guess if, I don't know, print on demand?
Yeah, so print on demand. So t-shirts, you don't have to have, there's no minimum order for the t-shirts for the print on demand. We do not have the print on demand books quite yet. I think it all depends really how much do you want to pay for that book, right? I think the lowest quantity that we've ever done is about 100 books. And so that's about where we hit our minimum order quantity with the books. But again, the t-shirts, there's no minimum order quantity.
Awesome. And for those of you who do want to have a understanding, so currently what I do with Shipzoom is, like I said, I've printed my books in advance and then I ship them. And then the way that their system works is you have a certain number, is like pallets, correct? I don't even know.
Correct.
I don't even know how much space or little space. I just know what I pay monthly compared to what I pay monthly versus what I was paying to ship. As far as my revenue is totally I'm killing it as far as profits. So the way it works is when you have your books printed, you would ship them to their warehouse guys. And when an order comes through, they help set it up with you so that they get notified and then they ship them out. How quickly do you typically ship ship, whether it's a book, a t-shirt, excluding the print on demand, the printing, but how quickly do you guys typically ship out things?
Yeah, so once we receive that order or that notification that, hey, there's an order for this particular item, it's usually, once everything is set up and just flawless, it's usually within 18 business hours, right? And we always say it's 24 hours, but really we try to get them out as quickly as possible. Because again, we're competing against these massive companies that are saying, hey, we're gonna get the order out like that, and so we have to be on top of it as well. Because we are competing against the 2-day shipping, right? Mm-hmm. Of it's taking so long for us to get that order. We don't want to be that so long. Quote.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah. And then another great thing that I do love is if you do have a customer that's like, hey, just wanted to check on my shipment. We're able to log in and we can track everything. So we're able to see when something was sent off, if it was delivered, because we do get those clients too, talking about they didn't get their books or get their product. No, it was delivered. It says it was delivered on this day. So I do love that.
He's probably got it.
Right. Exactly. Okay, let me see. T-shirt. Okay, I just want to say, Nicoya says print on demand t-shirts is awesome. T-shirts are my next project for my children's book. Great info. Thank you very much. Absolutely. All of my authors, speakers, coaches, you should definitely have some t-shirts in the game. Okay. It's one of the
Absolutely.
easiest things to sell. Especially if it has a good saying, this right here, I wear this all the time, Matt, my book changes life. And people are like, well, what's your book about? And so now,
Yeah.
it allows me to be
Yep.
able to do that. Yes.
And that's the thing. We all want to be and feel part of a community. And what we've seen, t-shirts do that. T-shirts cause you to be part of that community. And that's what we're all looking for.
Absolutely. And by the way, nowadays t-shirts are like our uniforms. Like we can wear t-shirts and you don't have to dress up anymore.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
I got one more question, and I know you guys are gonna have more. Listen, I know. Well, I'm gonna ask two more. So Michaela says, with your engraving services, do you furnish a set of products to source, or should the customer select them elsewhere and bring them to you?
So we are getting a supply of products that we can say, hey, this is what we have on hand, and you can utilize these products at this cost without having to source them yourself. So we're creating that book of items right now. Mainly, what's on that book of items is our tumblers, and then there are a few like cutting boards that we can do. So it usually works best right now if you provide those and source those for us,
Right.
because a lot of times we don't have the colors maybe that you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for a bright red tumbler. We don't have that right now. We just have a standard. Hey, this is the black tumbler that we have. So
Absolutely.
we're looking to increase that book, but as we grow, we'll get that done.
And yeah, and just like Matt said, I mean, there's so many sites where you can just order in bulk, and like I told y'all, you just ship it directly to them. Like you don't even have to ship it to you and then ship it. Just ship it
Right.
to them. You fill out the form to let them know it's on the way, and now you have it in abundance. Because I definitely love the idea of the tumblers and being able to customize it with that person's name. That's what the difference is. So it's not just having your company logo and stuff. Like it's like, no, I want this name to be listed on it. And so now when somebody not just gets a tumbler or gets whatever it is you want to engrave, it's got their name. What? They're not going anywhere. Let me tell you something about
Right.
that, okay? Making people feel like they matter. That's what this is all about. Latanya wants to know. Latanya is another one of our amazing superstars. And she says, do you integrate with any systems? So I'm guessing like the when somebody places the order, how does it connect to you guys?
Yeah, so I'm not going to say any system because I don't know all of the systems that are out there. If maybe you're building your own right now and you're like, hey, I want to do coding, so I'm going to build out my own. I don't know if I can integrate. Typically, if the system can download a CSV file, we can work with it. But ultimately, the majority of shopping carts we can integrate directly with. If you're on a Shopify site, if you're on a WooCommerce site, if you're on a ClickFunnels site, or just a lot of the mainstream shopping carts we integrate directly with. And so it's a very seamless and simple connection through their APIs, and we get your orders.
Yeah, very simple. And many of them, guys, they connect to processors like Stripe. I believe the way that we have ours set up through, or it might be through ClickFunnels, I'm not sure. But I know that we can still connect it through Stripe. So even if an order came through Stripe, because a lot of you guys are going to connect through that processor or any other, and it's a simple zap that you can connect, and we're able to get things rocking and rolling. When will or have your Victoria wants to know, has your podcast started, or how can they reconnect to your podcast?
Yeah. So we've been doing our podcast for 3 years now. So it's been started. We're well into it. We're at episode, I think, almost 150 of our podcast. We drop a new episode every single week, and you can find it on anywhere where you find your podcasts. And I recommend starting at you start at episode 1 because we go chronologically through our journey and where we've been.
Awesome. What's the link to your podcast? I want to make sure I can put it up here too.
I don't That's a question for my wife.
We'll
Um,
we'll add it to the caption in the YouTube. I'll just make sure that we add it there.
so the podcast name is Husband in
Hmm.
Law, and type that into wherever you listen to your podcast, and
There
we'll
you
pop
go.
up.
Yeah, so husband-in-law, make sure to add his name, and then you'll be able to, it'll pop up for you. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. I do want to answer this one question just so that it does not go over our heads.
Okay.
Chafika, I hope I said that right, Queen. Chafika says, "How do you receive customer requests to order a book?" So, so if you were to answer that, how do you get the orders? So just to kind of, for those of us, maybe this is our first time putting this
Okay.
together and wanting to set up the drop shipping.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're wherever your whatever website you are selling your book on, usually you're selling this book on some sort of platform, whether it be ClickFunnels, whether it be Shopify, whether it be Kajabi. I think I saw in the comments here. So what happens is you set up your website and you set up your shopping cart, and in your shopping cart is, hey, here's the offer for your book. When somebody goes in and purchases that, it then tells the back end of that Shopify account or the Kajabi account that, hey, there's an order here. So what that does is flags our system and says, hey, we received an order over here in this Kajabi account, and it sends all that information into our shipping platform that says, hey, so and so ordered this book from this company. This book needs to be shipped out. We then, so that is an order. We'll go and pick that order. We'll scan it. It will then scan correctly and ship off to your customer who ordered that book.
So very simple, guys, a super simple process. And one thing I will tell you that you guys definitely helped us out with is just making sure that we were able to connect to your system and get things rolling. And so I just appreciate that. Listen, it's just been, honestly, if I can be real truthful, guys, one of the most seamless, how do you say it? Seamless. I'm
You said it
tongue
right.
tied.
Teamwork.
Seamless,
Yeah.
actionable steps that I've ever taken when I'm connecting to a new system. It's really, really an incredible system that they have in place. If somebody wants to get started with ShipZoom, check it out, get started with you guys. Where do you recommend that they go first?
Shipzoom.com.
Just that
That
simple.
It's that simple, and we've tried to create it so that our website is very simple. That's one of our company tenets, is to keep ship simple. We just want to keep everything simple for you. And basically, you'll go to shipzoom.com, and the only action to take is to schedule a call, and that's it.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think when I first got started, I probably talked to Stephanie. So it's nice
Right.
that Stephanie's in the chat space right now. And so, yeah, guys, go to shipzoom.com, schedule your call sooner than later. Don't wait. Don't wait until you get everything done. I wish I would have done it like immediately so that, soon as the books were ready to go, I could have had them shipped to you guys and not even having to worry about them. So, any last imparting words you want to leave with us, Matt?
Um, just Taria, keep doing the work that you're doing. It's an amazing work that you've put in to making sure that you're helping others become authors, speakers, and just following their dreams. So thank you for having me, and I appreciate this time that you've taken and allowed me to share with your audience who I am and who we are at ShipZone. So thank you.
Oh, no, thank you, Matt. And listen, I hope and pray that every single one of you guys, especially all of my clients, that y'all go to ShipZoom today. This company, I am putting my stamp of approval on. They are amazing, and you got to pull up. Well, guys, that is it for today. Okay, that is it for today. ShipZoom, I've been telling you guys about this company forever. You've got to go plug in. Stop giving Amazon your money. Okay, I'm just going to say that now. Stop giving them your leads. You take control of your leads, of your database, by you being able to sell from your website, and then use a drop shipper, use the drop shipper, Shipzoom. Get your t-shirts. You want to have some merch? Use Shipzoom. You want to have some additional products to go with your books? Use Shipzoom. This is what I'm telling you and what I recommend. Hands down, price point, guys, you're not going to find anything like them anywhere else, where you can customize, you can send them custom packaging, custom inserts, everything. They're just an amazing company, and I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to share with y'all. Make sure, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much, and give this a thumbs up. And do me a favor, like, share this to about 2 to 3 to 10 authors that you know that need a solution, or business owners, or share this to coaches or speakers. Share this, because I believe that if we learn the power behind collaborating, the power behind sharing, we can do so much more for this world. Well, y'all, my name is Taria Vision Avant, and I am your queen of book profiting. It has been a privilege and a pleasure to present to you guys today another one of our shows, and I can't wait to see you guys again live again. Y'all really showed up and showed out today. Thank you very much for not embarrassing your girl and pulling up on me. All right? Okay. Bye, y'all.